Alright, and we're back on my Ripper, Meus Ripper TRX4 build. As you can tell, I've got lights in. I did a lot of stuff off camera just because I got into it. But I got my skid plate in, got my transmission in. Just show you what I did here. It's kind of how I did my wiring. I ran it up underneath, all zip tied in. It's all underneath here. These are just the stock. I think they're like the Bronco or the Land Rover links. Stock Traxxas TRX4 axles. Meus has no instructions on how to install the servo or the arm or anything like that. I'm using the factory steering link here, front steering link, just because the other one with this guard on, and I want this guard on just to give it extra weight and stuff like that. With that guard on, the Meus link wouldn't work. I did put this link behind instead of in front because it was coming up and it was hitting up in here, so I put around the back, and that actually works really, really well. I get a lot of steering out of it. It goes from side to side just fine. So that's gonna work there, and it tucks up in here and it articulates well. Anyways, that's it so far. I'm still waiting on the motor and ESC and that kind of stuff. And then I need to get one. I forgot to order the output shaft for the transmission. I forgot to order that up. But anyways, let's get well, you know what? I'm not going to get the wheels on it yet and stuff like that because I got shocks coming. But anyways, this is kind of what it'll look like. I think it'll look pretty good. I think it'll look alright. Wheels on like that. They will be, I have extended brass with these with the brass nuts, so they will be out just a little bit, but I think that'll look just fine. Same with the back, they'll probably be out about like that or so. So yeah, once I get the shocks in, I'll show you how and where I mounted those. I know I got a mixture of stainless steel and regular black screws, but that's just what I have. Should have gotten a screw kit for it, but anyways, that's what I got so far. Yeah, I did get the hood and the grill, and like I said, the lights in there, stuff like that. Not sure exactly where I'm going to put the ESC receiver yet. I don't know if I can stuff it down inside of here someplace. I might be able to, because there's quite a bit of room. Maybe I mount it right up in here. I don't know. But I need to put it someplace where you can get a battery hooked up into it. So maybe if I stick it up, get this wiring out of the way here. Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah. Maybe it might fit up right in here area. Might be able to mount it right up in there because it'll be free. Well, no. Well, yeah, it might, because the axle or the drive shaft should be in here, so it may do it. I'll have to see wherever I can put all the stuff. This is all the lighting. It's my servo. So, but anyways, that's how I have it so far. Battery will be back there. I got a couple new batteries for them. I got these here. I have all sorts of different connectors on them, but they'll mount in there really nice. So yeah, there we go. I'll probably mount them in this way, but yeah, that's what I have so far. And once I get my shocks, I'll get my shocks on, and I'll get my wheels on. And once I get transmission output shaft and stuff, I will need to take this apart again and put my motor and stuff in it, but we'll get back to it when I get back to it, when I get other parts. So we'll talk to you later. Alright, got my shocks in. So these are the Endura 59mm shocks for the TRX4M. So this is kind of where I put them at the highest one, second one back, and I think they're gonna sit just right. So the outside of the shocks, like they always are on the outside of the arms, like that. The kit did come with these little brass spacers, which I put in there, which space them out nicely so nothing rubs. Got good flex. It comes just to almost the top of the battery tray and stops on the shocks, so that's good. Same with the front. It doesn't bottom out here at all. That doesn't bottom out. The shocks bottom out. So yeah, there you go. Let's get this front piece on and we'll get the wheels on. One thing I did have to do, the holes for this, while they're here, they weren't drilled all the way through the top. So I just ran a screw through the bottom and poked it out through the top. So so tiny. I gotta try and find that screw again. There it is. I think I'm gonna put it in like that. Get that one started. Get this one started. There we go. Get them just through. There we go. So they're just poking through. There we go. And kind of line up where they gotta go. And there they're screwed into that. Go. Use two short ones if I can find them. There they are. To go in through the side here. Ooh, that's gonna... the shock. Not quite big enough. May have to do something with that. Gonna bend that down. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of that out. Kind of mark it with a marker here. I have to take out like that there. Something like that. I have to take that pretty much out right there. So let me do that and we'll put this on once I get that cut out. Alright, between the use of my reamer and my Lex amp pliers and these things, I got it trimmed out. It looks pretty good. It's on there nice and flush and flat. I think it looks good. Let's put wheels and tires on. Okay, that's the rears. I ended up pulling the that, if you didn't see it, go back and watch it. I built up a I guess I didn't do it all on video, but I did a brushless conversion on my TRX4M Bronco. So yeah, so I did a conversion, brushless conversion on my TRX4 Bronco. Well, I had the wheel weights in all four tires. I'm like, you know what, I don't need them on the back. So, since these are basically stock Traxxas tires, and they're the Method beadlock wheels, I threw them in ones for the front of this. So touch teeny tiny pins. Like I said, I have the offset brass hexes for this, and of course because of that I got to use those, which isn't a big deal. They're brass also, so it just gives it just that little bit more weight up front and a little bit of weight in the back. Go. And there we go. I think that's pretty good. Got decent steering. Yeah. Cool. That ought to be nice. There you go. Yeah. I decided I am going to give this, once I'm done, give this to my brother. He's kind of the one that got me started in RC. I have far surpassed him by what I've done and what I'm doing, but he needs something in his house to go crawl around, so I'm going to give this to him once I'm all done building it for him. So yeah, next thing will be is to figure out where I want to put the ESC and stuff. I don't know, maybe I can mount it in here someplace. The ESC receiver for the Red Cat brushless, I'm going to put in it because I put that one in my Ascent 18 and that thing is so smooth. And for the money, I mean, yeah, I'm a Red Cat dealer, so it doesn't cost me much, but I mean 65, 70 bucks and you get the ESC receiver and in one, a controller, and then the motor's like 25 bucks. I think the ESC receiver and controller are like 40, 45, and then the motor's like 25. So for like 65, 75 bucks you get a really nice system. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Once I get the rest of the parts, I will continue on it. I think that'll be nice. Got lots of, yeah. So until I get the other stuff, we'll see you at the next one. Alright, I finally got my motor and my ESC. I got it all in there. Stuck the ESC down here, which it fits in there really, really nicely. Put my on-off switch right there. So tucked all my wiring in here. So let's put the side pieces in here. That is that side. Get a bunch of these little short screws here. And these, like I said, these are little itty bitty teeny tiny Phillips head screws. They're just tiny, tiny, tiny little things. But they should work just fine. And we'll put the wheels and tires on it and power it up and see how it goes. For the most part, all the holes are lining up pretty good. I think this one here might be a little bit off, but I'll tweak it just a tad bit. Oops. Go. There we go. Cool. The holes aren't exactly perfectly lined up. So I have them go a little bit cross on them, but they're going in tight. So here. There we go. Sides are on. Look at those screws later. There we go. Let's get the wheels and tires on it. Okay, those are the back. Those are the front. Oh no. That's one side. That's the other side. Heavy one in the front. There we go. Teeny tiny little screw, little pins. There we go. There it goes. That's the front. Alrighty. Turn the radio on. Here we go. Underneath here, turn the switch on. There we go. Man, that is so nice and smooth. Yeah. And then I realized I have this in channel 3 and I can change at least I was. Huh. I was changing the color on it. Maybe not. Oh well. That's where I want it, so. Let's see, steering trim. Dual rate all the way up. There we go. Cool. That is my Meus Ripper Traxxas TRX4 mini build with the Red Cat brushless system in it, which fit in the transmission perfectly. It fit in the TRX4 transmission perfectly, bolted right in with the stock transmission or the stock pinion gear, all that stuff. It all works really nice. So there we go. I like it. It's crawls very nice. Yeah, just goes right up over. There we go. Yeah, cool. There we go. Nice little build. Like I said, I'm giving this to my brother, so he can have a little crawler to crawl around inside or outside, whatever he wants. But yeah, there we go. There is my build. Hope that you like, comment, subscribe. Trying to hit 500 subscribers, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you at the next one.